Trendsetter, I got style for you. Ain't seen you at the top, it's been a while for you. Big you up and they look down on you. Take one loss, no one's around for you. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, I won't stop. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, won't stop, yeah. I'm so handsome, all in Carmine's with my Benz, I'm so fancy. No romancing, got my baby and she right, she make you vanish. No time to play, got book dates, had a plan, only had to wait. Always knew I'd make a way, send a bill, they send a pay. Keep it real, keep the record straight, keep it real, no time to fake. All authentic in my own lane, I am me till I'm in the grave. Trendsetter, I got style for you. Ain't seen you at the top, it's been a while for you. Big you up and they look down on you. Take one loss, no one's around for you. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, I won't stop. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, I won't stop. Ooh, never panic. Get a worry, send it up and then it vanish. I can't stand it. Out of order way you move and see you scrambling. On offense, no defense. Still strong, no weakness. Used to say I wouldn't beat this. Now they wish they could beat this. Table set, now tables turn. God's plan, don't say a word. Know the price, cause I know my worth. My time, get what I deserve. Trendsetter, I got style for you. Ain't seen you at the top, it's been a while for you. Big you up and they look down on you. Take one loss, no one's around for you. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, I won't stop. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, I won't stop.
Good morning all. Hope everyone is well. Happy Wednesday to all. Let me see how all systems go. You guys know the drill. Yeah, we look good here. Hope everyone is well in Zoom. Hope everyone is well in YouTube chat. Let's get it. Anyone else here static? I think that should be fixed. Should be good. All right, let's have a look at news. Today, if I remember correctly, heavy news day. Yes. So we have PMI, construction PMI on Gbpjpy after London session here. So that I do think can bring some volatility if we see this number. They're expecting the number to creep up here. So they're expecting that construction around the country starts to tick up here, which would obviously bring positivity into the pound here. As for if we see that come back worse, then obviously pound will start to head down and we'll start to see some weakness in the pound. But that's not till a while after London session, about an hour and a half after London open. And later on today, very heavy day in terms of ADP today. ADP is pretty big. And then we have Powell talking as well later on at 7 o'clock. So pretty packed day with Powell talking. We have Jolts as well. And ADP. So big day overall in terms of news. Quite messy, quite difficult day in terms of New York session because we have ADP, Powell speaking, and we have Jolts opening as well. So definitely jam-packed, right? Also CAD news as well, and CAD news can also affect different stuff here. So we also have the annual budget release here. This is depending on what they release in the budget. If we start they're going to testify. They're going to have a bit of speeches today, so that's what we'll see. We will see a little bit of speeches, which is why it is marked as red here. But this is tentative, so that sucks that it's tentative. I wish we could find a time of what they're gonna do. It's not really the budget release, it's what they discuss in the budget release that can have impact on the pound here, especially if they start talking about tax. So if they start talking about different tax brackets, Labour Party, and start talking about trying to tax more, etc., that is where you might see the pound a little bit less attractive to investors because of the tax. So this is all things to keep in mind for today in terms of news here, and yeah, we can have a look at what's going on. So let's go on the chart and have a look at what's going on here, do the analysis here. Just give me a sec. 1 minute. Let me just fix this. All right. All right. So now let's do the analysis here and start off with the daily time frame here. We'll start off on the daily time frame. Previous daily closing bearish here on GJ. As we can see here, closing bearish. Haven't broken the current daily low, so that needs to be broken in order, sorry, not current, previous daily low to see continuation towards the downside. Seems like we're just forming a bit of a range here. Could we see downside? Yes, I do think if we start breaking this daily lows, we can revisit eventually 189, 190, around somewhere around this support, because that's our next levels that we need to watch here. So looking down on the 4-hour time frame, we are also creating some form of rejection here. This level is the same previous range here. If I were to bring back a line here, you could draw the line a little bit higher, but I've taken it lower to be a little bit more conservative here. But basically that range, as long as this range is respected, then we are ranging, we're at the top of the range, and I don't see continuous downside because we're just sitting inside of this range. Sorry, a little bit lower. I meant to draw somewhere we're sitting inside of this range here. And if we continue sitting inside this range, we could see us pop back up to the top, pop back to the bottom, and we can just sit in here till we make a decision. Higher time frame, we're still bullish. We're still respecting higher time frame structure here. Nothing's really changed of higher time frame, but we're just chilling in terms of trending movement here, and we're just flagging out at the top of the range. But as you can see, it's still very bullish here. It's not indicating major reversals just yet. Obviously, we have some weakness in the momentum towards the upside, but sells are not going to make sense till we really break these lows and start to try leave this range. We have created a very weak 4-hour support here. I don't consider that as a significant support. Now, if this support did close back inside the range here, that would be great today, and I'd be happy taking buys, breaking that to come back into here. But I think we'll need a little bit more information for buys. Maybe support back inside the range here, above maybe 500. If we can see support above 500, we can start to entertain targets back up to there. But buying ranges are being a little bit tough here. They're a little bit choppy, the buying ranges, and we'll see that when we go on lower time frames here. So yeah, this weekly resistance, we're starting to cross through this weekly resistance multiple times. We've crossed through it maybe 3 or 4 times yesterday. So now that starts to become a watch zone, right? So this starts to become a watch zone. I don't really think it's too relevant because based on us just crossing through pretty smoothly now, I'm not really considering this as something too concerning here. We do have 4-hour resistance here, which I will mark. I think that is more important than the weekly resistance at the moment, right? And the reason I'm saying that is because we have crossed through the, yesterday you saw how relevant weekly resistance is, but as we went on during the day, we started to cross through it again and more and more and more and more, and it started to make it less and less relevant here, right? So we started to see that start to not become as relevant as it was yesterday, right? So I think that would just be a watch zone here. So at the moment here, we're rejecting these lows, as we can see, trying to create supports, 30 minutes creating supports. We're basically ranging at the moment. Since we have previous daily bearish here, breaking these lows here, if we could get below the support here, I think sells would make sense here to continue down bearish. How far is that from where we are right now? It's around 15-16 pip move already just to get down into that zone, but below here is where sells would make sense. This has already been tested here, which is nice. So I feel if we close below, it will be doing what all of these candles could not do, and that's where we could get some sort of continuation, maybe back down to 190 eventually. But yeah, I think that's where the continuation would come. Now, if we could come back down to the bottom of the range, grab liquidity, then close above 500, I feel that's where we can try a little bit of counter trend buys, not counter session bias, but counter trend buys. Reason I'm saying it's counter trend is because 4-hour is basically in a bearish trend here, but we are at supports at the moment. Excuse me. So we're at supports at the moment. So I do feel if we can start to break, minimum we need to break these 4-hour highs, respect lows and break highs. But I would like to see this come, grab liquidity first, then close above before trying to rip a buy. But these highs have to be broken. And if these highs are broken, it gives us around a 11 pip, not actually a 10 pip range from the highs being broken. Yeah, 10.8 pip range to get to there. And then we can, you know, analyze and see what happens. Obviously, this is a very early place to buy, which is why I would like to see support formed above here, because this is technically a fake out zone, to be honest. It's where you could see price just roll over and then continue down, retest bottom of the range, then later try to go towards the upside, which makes it quite tough. But that's why I want to see it come down first. If it can come down first during London, prove to me that price doesn't want to go down, then taking those early buys would make sense here, even though we're in a downtrend here, continuously making lower highs and lower and almost lower lows here. You can consider that a lower low pullback, and now we're just ranging, just making an Asian range. So that's our previous lower low here. So you can see we're in a downtrend and we're trying to reverse that trend. But in order to reverse that trend so early, I want to see price do that, or maybe just a quick one down here and then close above here. That closing above here will give me the confidence saying that price has retested the lows during our session and we're not going to continue down, because that argument can be made the same way for the upside, right? Price could go test somewhere here just to roll over and give you a move like that. And then you look at this in hindsight and you say, yeah, it was just lower highs. Why was I looking for buys so early, right? Because that will create its new high somewhere here and just roll over. So that's where it could make that tough, and why we have to be a little bit patient and not jump into anything too fast. Now, if we're closing above here at like a high volume time, that could be another excuse to try get into a trade, at least to test the top of the range, because we could rely on volume. But relying on just structure and trend is not something we can really rely on, because it's 50-50. Right at this spot, it has to make a decision. It's 50% chance it will pop up if we start to break above these ranges, 50% chance it will pop down, or if we don't do anything, we'll just continue sideways. It's not like we're in a clear trending move that, when we have our clear biases saying that price only makes sense today really to go up, I don't see price going down. No, today's a day where we could have price going down and we can have price going up. And where we're sitting at is a very crucial level, and it's like a decision point here, right? It has to make a decision whether it wants to try break towards the upside or whether it wants to stay continuing this momentum towards the downside. Now, if I do see a fake out, depending on how it forms, I could consider also selling here based on that fake out. And yeah, that's basically what I'm going to look at. Looking at 1 hour here, yeah. Fake out would maybe be a little bit tough because of all of this 1 hour support here. But we'd have to see how price action forms. That's the type of trade that we could only catch a little bit later. 1 hour setup 5 possibility. Yeah, the only issue with that is that this could still be a fake out zone. So even though you get the 1 hour close above, you'll need to run the 1 hour stops. So you run around 18 pip stops. Your target is around 8 pips to begin with. You're really looking for it just to completely break through here. That's where this trade would make sense. So if you're happy to do that and then manage on something closing back below that, because remember, it's not the cleanest range here, it's the earliest point. But I do think that that whole concept makes sense. Like 5-minute thunderstorm above this range would be great. Something like that, just to give us confidence. And it could be worth just giving it a shot, even though we know that probabilities could be less. And if you're not comfortable taking a little bit lower probability, then you just leave it, right? But, at the end of the day, job is to take risk. And sometimes, you're not going to get a perfect trading day every day, right? We're not going to get easy conditions. Every day we're going to navigate the markets in a slightly different way. So let's go ahead and look at gold here. Let's have a look at gold. What is gold doing? Obviously, after some nice pushes here we've been having on gold. So looking at gold, daily time frame continued up from yesterday, almost reaching all-time high wick basis here. At the moment, daily's leaving a rejection wick. 5-minute thunderstorm is setup 3. Yeah, exactly. It's a setup 1 and setup 3 on 5-minute. That's what it. But it's exactly a setup 3, but just on 5-minute. But you have to have the setup 1 first. So it's like a close above the range and then setup 3 on 5-minute. It's exactly what it is. So yeah, daily time frame, a little bit of a rejection wick here, but still everything's closing bullish. Same analysis as yesterday, creating a range. If we break out that range, then that's where we'll get the continuation. Exact same analysis. And those who listened on stream yesterday, well done, because remember what I said. For gold to break out later on, wait for the breakout, wait for support above, and then go. And that was your trade, basically, to wait for this 15-minute close, go break of high. Stop loss, you can just keep it even below the support. There was a 5-minute little thing here, can run 20-ish pip stops, and then, get a nice little 1-to-1 here, and that would be that for London. Unless you wanted to try hold through New York, but, that was up to you. So yeah, looking at now what's going on, it's going to be the same, but the next level here is going to be 2035 here. 2035 is going to be the next level here. 2135, sorry. 2135. If we break that, remember there's a hell of a lot of news today. ADP today, we could have some crazy price action, crazy wicks. But looking at what the statistics are coming out of the US, and this is something, if you guys are interested in fundamentals, need to listen up on, because it's crucially important here, is we're seeing some form of stability come out of the US at the moment. So if I'm looking at statistics here, I don't think there's going to be any shocks. Now, I could be wrong for sure. We definitely could see some heavy selling pressure, right? Because of just profit taking and general using buy the rumor, sell the news type event. But in terms of massive fundamental shifts, we're seeing a little bit of stability come out in US data, and I think that will continue. So with something like ADP today, where they're expecting employment to pop up a little bit here. Now, the thing is that US is being very optimistic with their forecasts. So even though we get better data than last, so we could pop up to like 129K, right? we could pop up to 129k. But since they forecast 50k more, then what we see is that we see, it comes under forecast and the market takes that negatively, right? So that's exactly what can happen, because if we undershoot forecast here, then that's going to send gold up again, right? That's going to send gold up again. If we come back less than expected. But look at the difference in the forecast here. I'm interested to see the last one. You can see, look, forecast, it's always coming undershooting, right? Forecast, 148, we come back 107. Here we overshoot it, but most of the time we're undershooting. So with US being, they're trying to get back to, basically back to levels that we saw last year. So it will be interesting to see what happens. Personally, this one's pretty hard to predict. I think it comes pretty close to this number, but we could see, if this comes less, then you're going to see gold dump here. Now, again, what Powell speaks about, I don't think there's going to be, these speeches is where I was saying I don't expect there to be, let's say, new news, something like, oh, wow, I didn't expect him. He's basically, I expect him to say we're on target, based on the data we see today on ADP, we will see what he might discuss about that if anything comes back shocking. And then, yeah, that's basically what I feel he's going to say, is that, we're on track. Now we just need to see how this pans out here and try not to repeat the same thing they did with reducing interest rates too fast, because if economy is doing well, they don't have a reason to reduce interest rates too fast. In the 1970s, they reduced interest rates too fast, and then they ended up really ruining the economy and put themselves in a really difficult situation. So they don't want to make a repeat of that. So instead, what they're looking at to do here is they probably say, if economy is doing well, then we're going to keep interest rates higher for longer, which in turn would dump markets. That would dump markets if they continue to say that, because then it's going to ruin the hopes of there being crazy interest rate hikes, right? So it's going to ruin the hopes of crazy interest rate hikes. And yeah, I expect gold to stay in the range for the day until news. I think if we can start closing above these ranges, you might have the chance to trade to the top of the range. Again, inside is going to be a little bit more inconsistent. So yeah, that's basically the analysis, a little bit fundamental breakdown with all of the news here. And yeah, so if you guys did enjoy that, be sure to leave a like on the stream here. We have 82 likes here, but 462. You guys know the YouTube business. YouTube business is just a name for saying, if we could just leave a like. Hate to say it, but part of the game. So yeah, if you guys would care to leave a like, would appreciate that. Get the likes up to 200, and then I don't have to ask. So yeah. Man, this is gonna be a disaster. When I close above this, place yes. When in this range, play FIFA. When close, Need for Speed. Very good. Need for Speed was a goated game. Forza is even more goated. What do you guess about the Bank of Japan? Yes, these fundamental talks every week in the exclusive group, we have an in-depth fundamental talk, which is very, very key, right? Not every week, but when there's something, most weeks we do, talk about fundamentals, because they're key, and to understand it, and people always asking me, why does that happen? And we explain why we're seeing these things happen. Like I given you today a little bit of an overall overview of a bit of fundamental analysis here, but it's super important, especially for stuff like on Bank of Japan and stuff like that. And a lot of you guys asking me here, you said, what about Bank of Japan? I literally made a whole video on that. It's a very least viewed video here compared to my normal views. 4.7, 3.3, 9k views, 6k views, 1k views. It's just telling me that you guys are not advanced enough or not at a level where you want to understand this stuff, which is probably limiting in your trading. And I understand it, because before I used to speak to people about a little bit of fundamental understanding, and they used to just knock me off and say, it doesn't affect my 15-minute trades. Yes, it doesn't, but it affects your analysis. Like, I feel comfortable in the market if I know what's going on fundamentally, because It's like the backbone, you know, it helps with bias. Harry, why do you think that they're pumping Bitcoin, Ethereum, and gold? Gold is being pumped because we're seeing news come out from US, and mostly we're seeing countries, central banks increase their reserves of gold. India notably being a big one. 800 tons of gold is massive. So we're seeing a kind of hype, right? Because as soon as that news comes out, it's like Bitcoin announcing an ETF, right? It all comes together. Bitcoin announced an ETF, all retail starts buying into it. Gold announced that people are increasing their supply of gold, not supply, but their reserves of gold. All retail start to buy into gold, and we see that start to, formulate in the market here, right? That result of that, start to formulate in the market. And we see this heavy push to these big levels, and then it creates a level of FOMO where we see people layering on. Same thing in Bitcoin, right? We've been seeing from the time an ETF has been approved, we've seen $8 billion added to Bitcoin here. We've also seen the market cap of Bitcoin increase to $1.35 trillion. At last time, at all-time highs, we saw Bitcoin was at a market cap of $1.25 trillion. So we are seeing an increase at market cap at same prices, meaning that there's a lot more liquidity in this market to bring similar prices, which at the same time is very, very worrying for how much, that price could dump here. This is not a sustainable rally, Now the hedge fund are in? No, the hedge fund aren't in, because now all the hedge funds are buying through ETFs. ETFs mean you don't actually own Bitcoin. You're trading an exchange traded fund. So that's the whole reason that they wanted to approve ETFs, is that so they could trade it like us. But that bringing in hype, right? That's bringing in hype because now we can have, it brings in confidence in the market, and we have stuff like BlackRock's Bitcoin Trust. Bitcoin Trust is actually purchasing Bitcoin. So we're seeing more money and liquidity flow into that. But at some point, I believe in the next 1 to 3 months, we could see heavy pullbacks on this. 1 billion liquidation yesterday in crypto futures, 100%, man. Leverage traders are going to get wrecked soon. That's all that is. Those are all liquidations and profit taking. All these big pullbacks. I watched your video and you said that they're buying their currency to temporarily strengthen it. Yes, they are. They do these interventions, which is when they just randomly buy up the yen just to temporarily strengthen it. You can go back in history and see the interventions. They're nuts. I'm glad we're bouncing from the lows here, not making new lows. If we're making new lows, then I'm worried. So let it bounce a little bit more. And that it's healthy for GJ to pull back from here, that's for sure. I expect another dump, yeah, pretty soon we should see. Like all these prices right now are good to be layering off slowly by slowly. Looks like GJ reject the top of the range, which is nice. So this is the area where I would expect liquidity grab to be made if price wants to continue up for today. So if I see price come down, start to reject, close above here, I won't need support above here. I think I'll just rip it on the close because it's proven to me that it's come down. Why should it have to come down, grab liquidity just to go back up to come back down? If that happens, it's just an unfortunate probability thing, right? But we waited patiently for this move down first, which should prove to us that if price does want to continue up today, then that should be the move down to continue up. Now, so if it just ends up faking out later on, then, end of the day, can't win them all, I guess. So next thing here is now if we start to break down, then obviously sells are going to make sense below the range here. Trying to sell right now here, this would be a very confidence, you have to be super confident in bias today. But today, I'm not, I do feel like we could get simple rejection from here, like we've had from all the way back from basically February here. We've seen February rejection. A lot of rejections have come from here. So until I see price closing below, not too confident, just trying to rip a sell right here at these supports. I'd rather just get a candle leaving this zone here and try to look for an efficient trade, an efficient move down here. I think that would be more confidence inducing. How do you feel about single color candles to help with trading psychology? Actually, there is some proof that changing the color of your candles does help with psychology. So, you know, if you can change the color of your candles to maybe down is blue and up is white or something like that, there is actually proven that it can help with your psychology. So yeah, there is some merit to that. Single color candles are fine if you are comfortable looking at it. I just don't like to know. It's just sometimes it's double thought, you know, and when you're pressurized and about to take a trade and your candle is all, you know, white or blue or purple, you don't know if it's bullish or bearish. It's a little bit something extra to think. So I think just going ahead and changing the color of your candles could be something good. Hey Harry, could you explain 5-minute thunderstorm, or is there a video on that? Yes, there is a video on that on my channel. It's called My Favorite Entry. Most of the topics I talk about, there is some sort of video supporting that. So make sure that you subscribe to the channel so you know when this is the video here. So you know when this content comes out, because put a lot of effort to give you guys this content. And yeah, also make suggestions if there's any videos you want to see. We just broke daily low on GJ. Yes, we did break the daily low. Daily low, I believe, was this one right here, around 300s. Actually, no, it was just now. But yeah, selling zone will be anyways below the 15-minute support. I don't think this is enough range from here to here. It's around 4 pips. You know, it could be enough, but I doubt we get the close right here for it to stick around for 11 minutes here. I doubt that happens. 2 pips below your 15 level is another 4-hour level. No, that's not counted because we retested it here already. We retested it already. If that wick wasn't there, then yes. But remember, we retested it first. So it's already tested, so I'd consider the wick fill as this. And that would just be around that 15-minute support anyways. Bro, that's crazy. I always use blue and red since I began trading. Just changed it to default color green and white and my head felt so much clearer. Yeah, it's facts, man. A lot of people, maybe should try that. I have heard, for me, it's not really made too much of a difference. I don't really feel that emotion to the color of the candles, but psychologically, colors make a massive difference. Advertising companies have been using colors for years. It was a huge topic. It still is a huge topic about different colors. Colors are strategically placed, you know? So definitely, you know, could be a benefit. Bro, I've got a problem when I buy or sell the spread. You'll always have spread, but your spread should be manageable. I wouldn't say any spread more than 1.5 pips, probably too much. 1.5, 1.8 is probably too much for scalping. Hey Harry, I think GJ is at a good place to create support. What do you think? If it is going to create support, it should do it from here. But if we do get below this 190,282, that's where I do think that sells would make sense to continue down. But remember, I was talking beginning of the stream that if we're going to grab liquidity, I would like to see it first down here. That's why I'm not selling down here. So if we see that happen, this starts to flip, we start to get back above 500, then I do think that we'd see that upside continuation. Otherwise, we could just range in here, which would be extremely boring, but nothing we can do about that. Why do we need ADP and NFP in the same week? Oh, it's first Friday of every month is NFP, you know? Love your work, bro. Good luck. I have got dinner tonight. Good. Enjoy your dinner, brother. Hope we get it good. See you tomorrow. Yes, sir. Oh, damn. Look at this dump here. That's a heavy movement here. 7 minutes for this candle to close. Wonder if we can get some 5-minute structure just pushing straight to the zone. Oof. Wonder what's causing this. Something must have been said just now. GJ woke up and chose Vilas. How to DM you? I subscribe to your private group, but still pending in the waiting list? Yes, because it's a waiting list, right? So you'll have to wait a little bit. Yeah, something has been said, I'm pretty sure. Don't just see that. It is March, though. It is March. Yeah, I'm not sure how I could enter that. Was there even 5 minutes? I don't know how I could enter that. Budget coming out in UK? Oh, okay, there we go. This is the problem with tentative news. Yeah, this is a news move. Yeah, this is annoying that they do it right now, right? Yeah, yeah. Where can I find out what they're saying? Some Bank of Japan policy about to... This is Bank of Japan, actually. They just said here that policy meetings attendees are likely to say lifting the negative interest rate is reasonable. Wow, okay, that's big. So they basically just hinted that lifting negative interest rates is reasonable. This is just stuff we can't predict, obviously. And now we're just seeing that dump come through here. That was tentative? No, that was random speech that came out. That was speech that came out. Who's in on what? There's always someone. You could have taken that? Oh, here we go again. Okay, then why didn't you take that, bro? If you took that, then well done. Congrats. You could have taken that. How'd you go about this now? Yeah, this is unfortunate, man. This is unfortunate that we've had this little speech that came out. This is stuff you just can't predict, right? What they're going to say here or there. Right? You can't predict what they're going to say here and there. And if you made money on this move, realize that this is not price action that you'll always get. This is done by news here. You know? So we just have to wait now, I guess. We just have to wait. I mean, we don't have any 5-minute structure to put stop loss. It's just, you know, we don't know what's going to happen. If we could at least see some 5-minute structure, just somewhere to put stops, we could try aggressive entries just to catch this continuation here. But this is a big candle. Biggest candle we've seen in the last, you know, the last long time. Only way in was on the 1 hour. If that's even tough because of all this support. You're selling into 15-minute support, 30-minute support. You're also selling into, you know, I think in hindsight, it looks good. In hindsight, it looks good, but not in practice. You never broke daily low. You're still back in this support zone. You know, that's kind of like selling here. That's kind of like selling here on the 1 hour, which all failed. Selling here on the 1 hour, which failed. And then this one is the one that went through. But we have to remember, if there was no news, then obviously this would have been an easier move. Like we would have known. This candle never comes when we're in a trade. Yeah. It's 30-minute no top wick. It has a very small top wick. I would count it. It should have a top wick on my broker as well. I would be surprised if it didn't. Normally it's the opposite, but we can have a look. Oh wow, yeah, tiny top wick on my broker. Smaller than this. You'd have to just be like a freaking wizard, man, to try and time this super perfectly and do that consistently. Like, we obviously had our bias here, but like even if you were like lucky that you decided today to go aggressive on the 5-minute closing below the 5-minute range, you didn't even get that 5-minute close back in the range. This at the time here before that news came out, I'm telling you, a shit ton of people bought that. A shit ton of people bought that as this was like a liquidity grab they felt to go towards the upside. How big are these candles? 10 pips? Yeah, we're not even getting 1-minute structure here. It's straight dump. But that's the news candle right there. Open, no top wick, and then strengthen yen. Who's in a buy? Oof. You think it'll go back to 190, 500? Not right now, no. I know people were in a buy trying to buy the bottom of the range. That's why I say always be cautious buying support and selling resistance. Doesn't always work, right? Buying support here. So I was reading chat. Some of you guys said you're in a buy from the bottom of the range. I hope that you had stop loss in a good place. When is the budget? I want to find out what time they're going to release the budget, because this is a volatile day. Today's going to be a mad day. Right? We have ADP later, we have JOLTS, we have Fed speaking, and we have UK budget, and the Japan is decided to throw in a little bit of spice and give a little speeches. Dangerous markets today, dangerous. Lunchtime usually? Yeah, it is usually lunchtime, but you know. Today, 1-minute strategy? No, even you're going to get massive reversals. Not on a day like this. 1-minute strategy is on breakouts, not news. News is you have to kind of guess. You have to take the, you know, the big gambles. So it'd be better not to trade at all. I mean, depends on how the markets formulate here. But as we get later on the day, I think New York session is going to be extremely tough to... Okay, thanks, Oscar. I appreciate that. Yes, 12:30 UK time. We have Jeremy Hunt speaking. All right. So what's that? 3:30 Dubai time, I think. Or 4:30. But yeah, that's not the time we're going to be trading anyways. So I'm not too worried about that. But yeah, that could obviously impact price here. It could impact price. But yeah, man, I mean, obviously we could have some interesting movement here. What's this plan? Buy if you fake out back in the range? Yeah, I mean, if it does fake out, if this just ends up being a fake out, then yeah, that could be a spot. But I'd be extremely cautious if you were to just see that come straight back into the range. You want to see some sort of 5-minute structure at least to give you stops. I want a good SL, yeah. Preferably you see it come back, pull back, form 5-minute structure, and then close back in the range. Then you put stops below that 5-minute structure. We should have checked spreads when that news came out to see if it was spiking or what. Most of his plans already disclosed, so it could be already priced in by then. Yeah, we've seen most of his... it's unless he just comes out and mentions something random, you know? That's the only risk that there is. But we're not trading at that time anyways, so I think we'll be fine. Spreads were 3 to 4 pips? Oh, interesting. I hear some people do a buy and sell right before news with reasonable stop loss, but not sure if it's anything worth it. If you have reasonable stop loss and you're doing buys and sells before news, you're probably going to be stopped out. I've seen people lose a lot of money trying to do that. Hi Harry, what's the best time to trade German 30 right now, man? Right now is a good time. London session, I think, is your best bet. Now the thing is, how do we manage this, right? We've tapped this support right down here perfectly. That's what we're rejecting right now, is that 30-minute support. If we close below that support, how much do we have? We have around 8 pips to here, 15 pips to bottom of range. Where are we on the 4-hour? We're also sitting right around 4-hour support here. $16 pips stopped me out on that one news day. Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, I saw that 4-hour support as well. It's also 1 hour. Damn, GJ, you just drive us into like a shit zone, huh? Takes tradable zones like from here to here, from here to here, and then drives us into like a shitty zone. My OCD is triggering? No, your OCD shouldn't trigger because it's accurate on the 1 hour and accurate on the 4 hour. Maybe gold looks better. Today's ADP, bro. We're still in the range. I mean, if you want to trade the range, good luck. It's tough. We're at resistance here. I think maybe gold. I think if we're gonna push gold, then we should have just gone on the 1 hour to get to 1 hour resistance. Because look, the higher we get, now we're just buying into 1 hour resistance, 30-minute resistance. So maybe above 1 hour resistance. But that won't happen probably till after London Open, like yesterday. But we need to pull back first. Gold is in coffin corner. Yeah, the easy moves on golds are the breakouts, right? They're the easy moves. So why try anything else if that's where the easiest moves are coming? Look at your weekly support. On what? On GJ, you mean? Or on gold? What about it? What's wrong with it? Not sure, bro. Wondering why you don't have it marked? There is no weekly support, bro. Weekly support is all the way down. Basically, here is your last weekly support. All the way down at 188. I don't need to mark it at 188. It's still too far. This is not a support, if that's what you're wondering. That's not a support because the candle has not closed. Hi, where do you read those news speeches from? It's the website is called Financial Juice. Financial Juice is what it's called. Look, this came out, showed us that that's what caused the dump, right? So this was a news move. Here's the link, if anyone's interested. That caused the news. I can post it in YouTube chat as well. So yeah, that just clarifies that was a news move here. So what can we do about it? Ruins the plan, but that's what sometimes can happen. Same reaction on all yen pairs. But it looks like USD/JPY gave an entry. Let's see if that was the case. No, it didn't. One of EJ was nice to EJ traders. No, EJ was the nastiest out of all of them. Open no top wick here. Straight dump on EJ. Who said it was some policy meeting attendees? That's how sensitive the market is. You see how sensitive the market are? Yeah, it's just the market is super sensitive to any signs of this. Any signs of lifting of negative interest rate, market gets so sensitive. Yeah, but that's market sensitivity. Exactly. So we're still everything's okay. That's how it works, though. They're just super sensitive. But no one knows to which height it might rise. At least we don't know. Yeah, but they always just put these speeches out and say something and then no action is taken. Data is not supporting that interest should be going down or anything like that. The good news here is we might see a good amount of volume. Yeah, that is potential. We just want clean price action. That's what we want. Are we still bullish even though the market... yeah, we're still higher time frame bullish. Especially that there's no data to support this news. It was just a flash statement. What I mean, this should be illegal or at least unprofessional on behalf of that writer that was his own assumption. Yeah, but we know that this is, what should be legal as well is interventions at random times, right? This is just the markets, man. It's not fair. And the fact is, you can see how many people knew that before we could even get the news. Like, they were just selling into that. I heard Dubai has 9% corporate tax. Is that true? Is it a big deal? I mean, yeah, you have to pay 9% of your corporation tax or whatever your corporation, but it's not income tax, it's corporation tax. So if you're paying yourself a salary out of your corporation, then it's fine. Your salary doesn't, it's only on profits. Remember, it's only on profits, it's not on net. So if you pay yourself a salary, if you're paying expenses, then it will be lower than, basically it will be a percentage of your net profits, but, so it's fine. Um, and they're lenient everywhere else, right? There's no income tax, which is massive. And yeah, they want to grow the economy, no harm in that. And the second thing is what people don't understand who own businesses here is they actually have a SME program, right? They have a SME program that gives you for 2 years a waiver for $1 million. So if you're generating $1 million worth of profit in your corporation, so that's good. And then trading doesn't count as you don't need a business license to trade. That's just personal. So you're not going to be taxed on that anyways, nor is it going to count as that. Spread price between buy and sell price. I'm with the Wanda recently. It is 2.6. That's way too much. Yeah, it is way too much, man. It's almost 3 pips. Make sure you're on a raw spread account, not a standard spread account. Or look for a different broker. I hope you're doing well. If the ADP comes positive, although that's unlikely, it will lead to gold dumping strongly. Yes. If we agree that this is BS news, then I'm trying this. Yeah, the thing is that will we just see buyers? I agree with this BS news, but this makes sense, but it's a bit of a gamble. But if you're happy to try it, that's fine. I mean, fundamentally, it makes sense, but when it happens, I don't know. If we could see 5-minute structure, if it's a gamble, I'm not doing it, but is it really? I mean, there's more chances of it happening, but I don't know if we just see continuation come in. How is it priced in? Will people just start dumping, the pound here? We don't know. It's too early. It's 1 5-minute candle. In my opinion, I don't have enough data on that. Like, I can't tell you. Right? We don't have enough data. Someone in YouTube chat, Claudio, is saying it will play out for you. So he's giving you a signal. Harry, is poverty quite visible there? No. Then I'm staying out. It's not. I mean, definitely setup 5 here is going to be an option. A 5-minute setup 5 would be worth it more than a 15-minute one. Just to be more aggressive like that. That at least that follows some rules. Would you say that UJ is more practical during pre-NY and NY? Yeah, I would say no, not pre-NY. I would just say NY as a whole. Pre-NY is not the most consistent on Forex pairs. It's not like London where we can trade pre-London. But you have to remember we have Frankfurt Open, so we're trading Frankfurt Open as well. How are your thoughts on GU? GU shouldn't have been affected on this move. Yeah, it wasn't affected on this move. So pure yen news here. Daily, that's, closing above the range. We didn't tap daily target. 4 hours coming to 4-hour resistance. Yeah, it's going to be pretty straightforward trying to get above this 4-hour resistance. Yeah, it's something above the 4-hour resistance, man. Looks good for continuation here. If we can get above the 4-hour resistance, closing above there, you can get some sort of continuation 6 pips range you have here and potentially more. So yeah, that's basically the plan for GU. For selling GU, I think you would need this 4-hour to flip and close bearish. Give me a sec, guys. I'll go pip and come back. Said New York Open way better to trade. I think London is a good session, but at the Open, yeah, you don't want to trade pre-NY. I'd say you want to trade at NY. All right, this is a good retest. If this retests here and then starts breaking above this high, I think that's where your retracement type trade will make sense here. Right, if you're going to give that shot, I think that's where it would make sense. This is 30-minute support down here as well. Yeah, tight ranges here. Tight ranges. But below 30-minute support is where we open up a little bit here. 7 pips to here, 15 pips to there. Yeah, I like below this 30-minute. Harry, please read this. How long did it take you to become a profitable trader? Consistent profitability took 2 years. Just to become profitable is, it took around, yeah, like, a year, I would say. So bias is mixed? Yeah, it was mixed from the beginning of the day. But we were more, that was a pretty weak bullish close. I cannot trade due to fear. Please give me some tips how I can reduce it. You're probably risking too much. That's why you're scared. And you don't have a plan that you can trust. So focus on learning a plan, learning a strategy. Use my free content on YouTube to learn that strategy. And then try to apply that and build confidence through backtesting as well. Backtesting is a very underutilized tool. And that's how you're going to build confidence, is from seeing something happen again and again and again. When you're trading live markets, you can't see it happen again and again and again. Prop setup 1, if 50-minute close below, close up 829 you're looking. Yeah, 829 a little bit too deep. You probably, yeah, you're probably looking below 900 would be better. 829, I think, oh, TP 829, yeah. But where are you looking close below? That is TP, but where are you looking for the close below? Did you hear that? The guy took 1 to 2 years. Now he pushes our asses so that in his group we're profitable after a few months. Yes, exactly. Because I'm saving you time on all the BS that I went through. How much pips are enough per trade? At least close to a 1-to-1 should be enough, you know? Like if you have a 50 pip stop loss, but you're targeting 10 pips, you know? It's a little bit tough. Gap on the 5-minute? Maybe. I'll check if I have one. It won't show on this. It will show on my broker. Small gap. Yeah, there is a small gap. Yeah, definitely some yen strength coming into here. 5-minute. 1 minute 40 for this 5-minute to close. Would love to see some sort of thunder, just so I don't have to put a fake out stop here and get faked out. But yeah, to stop having fear, man, backtest number 1, because you're gonna see repetition of your trades play out, and then start with small capital in the market, so you don't feel like you're risking too much. Importance of mental BE, yeah, on EU, yeah, that's a good one. That's definitely a good one, especially with EU when it's so small. That's really something you have to implement. Look at that Bank of Japan thing deleted. Yeah, that's freaking fishy, man. Oh, it's still there. We on 4 and WS? Yes. No, we're not on WS, bro. That's a weekly flip. That's not a support, man. Candle has not closed. I don't know why people are considering that a support. This is just like a flip, man. If you were to take, let's say this was set up 2 on the weekly, you would take candle on the flip to fill the wick. You wouldn't consider the flip being a support, right? But we are on 4-hour support. We are on 4-hour support. That is correct. But that's why we're looking for sells below the 4-hour support. Click on the tweet. Yeah, they probably got in trouble by someone. But it's too late, right? It's too late. It's fishy for me, man. It's fishy for me. It's like, you know, let the news come out, let the market price it in, and then, you know, shut everything down and say, oh, yeah, nothing happened, you know, we told them off. I'm thinking I can trade with your strategy with $100. Doesn't matter how much money you trade my strategy with. The important thing is learning the strategy. Money doesn't matter. Just trade with what you're comfortable on risking, potentially losing while you learn. Did London Open affect this? No, this was news, man. This was a news move here. We had Bank of Japan say something. Not Bank of Japan, actually. Some idiot just said something regarding Bank of Japan reducing interest rates. All right, 5-minute closing with heavy rejection here. So that's showing me that this 906 level is still relevant. Yeah, if this ends up a fake out and we start to get above this zone, then yeah, it looks good. The 1 hour support not valid in GJ? It is valid. That's why we're bouncing. This one down here, yes, it is valid, but we're not reaching there yet. And also there's many wicks covering it, right? So it's not been untested, but it is somewhat valid. But, you know, once we get there, it could be something to consider. But mainly since the wicks have crossed it, it's already been tested, but it kind of becomes more as a watch level. Did you see flash crashes on Coinbase yesterday? Very fishy? No, I did not see that. That could just be a liquidity feed stuff. But yeah, it's mainly just trying to catch out these over leveraged degens, you know, who are ripping 80, 100x leverage on Bitcoin and closing the eyes and making tons of money, but then lose it all when you get these big liquidations. So the rule is always to look for some form of structure or a little pullback before entering. Not always, but in situations like this when we need more clarity, the way you're going to get clarity is structure. Because structure gives us stop loss and gives us confidence. If you have one huge candle that's just ripped like this, the only way you can get in is if you put your stop loss above this candle, because that's where you're wrong. You're only wrong when that happens. So we wait for structure to know where we are wrong in, you know, with tighter stop losses. Would you ever get golds in your mouth? No, never, man. I wouldn't get golds in my mouth. Actually, gold in men, like if you put gold in your body, it's actually very suboptimal for men. It causes a lot of health issues. Testosterone will reduce. You can read about it. It's proven. So putting gold teeth as a man is actually something negative. All right, let's see how this 15-minute candle closes here. Pretty deep close here. Could be okay for a risky scalp here, a little bit of a quick scalp. All right, has that closed with a wick? All right, I couldn't even get in on that, man. I didn't have it opened, pushed. I have no bottom wick as well. Actually, there is a nipple wick. See if we can flip up here, make a little bit of a bigger top wick to give me an entry. If it just keeps pushing, then I can't because I'm not entering 3-4 pips below. And there's no time to call that as well. And measure stop. Didn't even measure stops. What are stops here? Put stops around here, 13 pips. For 13 pips, yeah, it's your 1-to-1. You literally had to rip it right off the open. No bottom wick. I have one on my broker. Now we tap that 1 hour support, which would have been your kind of mental break even here. 1 hour support, watch zone. So I would want to be in on an accurate price here. I would want to be on an accurate price. I wouldn't want to be in, you know, slipped somewhere down here at this wick. Because if I just entered, I would have been down here on this wick. So I couldn't use that as a mental break even. SL, I would probably have put above 190.31, treat it as a scalp, because I would expect the key level to be respected. I wouldn't expect it to come all the way back up, nor would I want to be in if it does that, because you're expecting just volume. Take a trade this week? Yeah, we took a trade on Monday. We took a trade on Monday. Yesterday there was no entry, and today we have news. Typical first week of the month is always messy. If you guys have been watching this enough, and been showing around, and not showing around, but showing up and been watching the streams or part of the exclusive group, you know the first week of the month, always messy. Always full of news. Always inconsistent. I'll probably look for a reversal in buy position, my one setup, if there's any strong rejection zone. It is a strong rejection zone. If you have a plan, if you have a specific setup, then yeah, may the pips be with you, man. How many trades you take a month? Probably around 12 to 15 trades a month. Probably that's like a average, maybe a little bit more. Depends, man. I don't really count. Gold retracing here. Tap that 1 hour on gold as well. This candle ripped open, no bottom wick. I get that question asked a lot. How many trades? And what happens is it seems too low and unattractive for degens. Yeah, exactly. So they'll just leave the stream. Can you take a look at my chart? Actually, yeah, why not? Why not, man? Wow, well done. Good markup. Put some work in here. When was this? 1 hour. Closed above. Yeah, this I agree, because you run 1 hour stops, you know, and this was yesterday. You run 1 hour stops. These are not small stops, right? You ran a 28 to 23, you know. That's like 50 pip stop. So that makes sense. Breakout, NY open. Yes, break of high, close above the range, clean candles to the left. Close above, and then you put big stop loss, and that's fine. Yeah, this is fine because you had bigger stop losses. If you went and put super tight stop loss, then you would have been stopped out with this pullback here. Yes, it is shitty to hold over 40 pips of pullbacks, but we were playing with big ranges and it seemed to work out. The news wasn't even in Forex Factory. Yeah, because that's why we didn't know about it. Otherwise we didn't know about it. We didn't know about it. There's nothing we can do. It was random news. I've watched a lot of traders on socials, and the only one I find legit is Harry, so I stick around even though I don't have a lot of time to trade. Appreciate that, man. You learn a lot, though. You learn a lot from sticking around. March is always messy. March is pretty good volume, though. There's a good volume in March. People find it messy because you have to be confident with bigger stop losses. Look at this retracement. I'm glad we stayed out of that. Trusted the plan of no bottom wick and that 1 hour support. Where is Christian? Did his 1 minute strategy, did it work here? Did you get your entry confirmation? No setup for you? Yeah, I respect that though. I respect that. That's a good thing because you followed your plan. 2024 reaching all-time high of 4.10% in July of 1988, record low of 2.60% of 2008. Oh, housing price index. Yes. That won't be too much impact on the pound. Could you please tell me why GJ is your favorite pair and tell me what this pair does that other pairs cannot do? The reason why this is my favorite pair is I trade the GBP. And I've been trading this pair for 3 years, and fundamentally for over 3 years, we have seen this thing just go up. So it's been very straightforward to catch movements, and I prefer to buy. So what makes this different is that every single pullback was just buying opportunity. And for the past 3 years, that's all I've been doing. Buying my way up. Right? So it's easy to have bias. It's easy to have bias on this, and it's very volatile. That's another thing I like about it. This is why GJ goes up. Doxed your Twitter now. 100 followers incoming. Don't forget to like the stream. I appreciate that. If you guys are enjoying the stream, over 700 of us in here, be sure to leave a like, get the likes up to 300. Hopefully it gives us some sort of opportunity here. Wonder what we can do in this circumstance here. Quite liking the fake out here. Quite liking the fake out scenario. If you're new to the stream, guys, be sure to leave a subscribe. We stream Monday to Friday. Join us for the vibes. Join us for the education, the trades, right? Learn from that. If you want to have a look at all the trades we've taken on stream here, you can more than happy, I'm not more than happy, but you're more than free to check out the stream journal, watch back all of the trades, very transparent with the trades we take, put the live link to the YouTube. Yesterday, someone on Instagram commented on my Instagram and said, bro, that win you just posted on Instagram was another trade. Stop lying. All I did was send him the YouTube link of that trade. I haven't heard back from him after that. And I asked, okay, fine, watch it live then. Please, watch it live. That's another trade, then here's the YouTube link to that trade and see me sit through it. Why is gold pips larger than Forex pairs? Because gold is not Forex, right? Gold is a commodity. Three minutes for this candle close here. I wonder if we could close above here, forming a setup 5 liquidity grab. We can survive 3 minutes. Do you think more traders will be switching to futures trading? I think in America that could be the case, but overall, no. It's amazing how you have time for these. The problem is if you don't reply to them, then other people start the whole bickering. And then it becomes, oh yeah, that's a fake trade and blah, blah, blah. So you just have to end it. And the thing is, I don't speak through words, I speak through actions anyways, you know? So it's just like, okay, fine, watch the stream. Say it's a fake trade, watch the stream. 700 people watch me. And 700 people watch me if I take a loss. So it's like, works both ways. They don't say that when you're losing a trade, right? Instead, the same people say you suck. So you can never win. For 5 minutes L5, where are you going to put stop? Previous 5 minutes? I think, yeah, that's where you would have to put it. Maybe below something like 190. It would be super risky shot, you know? You just give yourself a... I'll probably think I'll go half risk on that if we get the close above. Because it's kind of just like, you know, hoping for this to be the retracement. Obviously, it's very inconsistent after news here, you know? We don't really know, is volume going to come back in the market? If you share profits with me, I'll post another tweet. All right, fine. But then I'll have to go 4% risk, right? How's the hour closing here? Yeah, that's not confidence inducing 1 hour, eh? 30 minute? Bearish. Yeah, this 30 minute has to flip here. Want to see this 30 minute flip here. Or at least close doji. All right, 30 minute close bearish here, 1 hour closing bearish obviously when it loads. 15 minute here, close bullish below resistance, 5 minute close bullish below resistance. Breaking this high would be super impulsive entry. If you want to risk it for the biscuit, not too comfortable myself. Have not tested that enough to know the probabilities of that playing out. It's tough. Gonna let some more price action develop. Yeah, not comfortable taking that myself. I feel that is gonna be the option now. If it's gonna play out, then that would have been the option. Prepare buys? Well, yeah. Oh shit, something else come out? Again. It's worked. It's definitely worked. I would have gone break even on this position. See if that would have taken me out. You should look into trade NAS. Nice breakout on 2 to 5 minute with clean pullbacks if you missed the initial one. Yeah, I think NAS is also a lot better on New York session. But yeah, we can have a look at NAS. But yeah, I think I would have got tapped PE here. Definitely. Yeah, 7 pips here. Would have gone BE and tapped right there. Four hour. Let's see, Nick. Yeah. Perfect retest to that. Close of this 5 minute could be an option, yes. For the wick fill. And why you need wider stops, and you can have smaller stops, larger size in London. Yeah, that is interesting. Very hard market conditions, this man. Damn. But this is none of your setup, so leave it. Yes. It's very, very tough. Just have to kind of be very, very aggressive here. Very, very aggressive. Just rip it impulsively on a day like today. But you can't predict that always. Don't force a trade? I haven't. If I forced a trade, I would have taken it break of this high. That would have been me forcing. That would have been me forcing. We're lucky. I stayed out of the sells here. Didn't FOMO into the sells. That would have been a loss. The buys here, I carefully thought about it here before taking the buys. I think if I did take the buys here, I would have been stop break even because I would have been super aggressive with management because it would have been a forced trade. And that probably would have tapped me out with spread. Just to fly to TP because I wouldn't be confident about it. I might try something tricky. If we get a deep bottom wick here that retests back into the zone, I might buy off that bottom wick. If the range to TP was higher, would that make it any better? What didn't make it better is everything closed below resistance and 1 hour closed bearish here. If I had something closing above resistance, it would have made things better here. I just don't want to get stuck, especially when we don't make a big bottom wick on the 1 hour. I don't want to get stuck in this that respects this high. We get entered and then boom, you get FU candle that retests here. But we'd be stopped anyways because I'm not going to run a 30 pip stop. It wouldn't make sense for this target, right? You get stopped anyways. And then it just comes back, retests here, and then later goes. Or ranges inside of here and later goes. I've seen that happen a lot of times on moves like this. Lot of times. See if we can find a move like that and I'll show you. I mean, here's a classic deep dump here. You can see we range for a while just to break out of the range and then you get that fake out, right? So this is where this looks good. We did the liquidity grab as well, right? Look, liquidity grab, closed above the range just to pop up here. And that's why you go quick break even and then boom, fakes out. Ends up just going down, right? So that's one scenario of where you see that type of stuff happen. See if we can find another dumping move here. Preferably fully caused by news. This one here, but this you got the close above, right? That's what's nice about this one is you got the close above. We did not have the close above right now. Here's a news dump, but we got immediately picked up. But yeah, look, even though we got picked up, it pops up just to reverse. Yeah, this is a classic example. Here you go. This is the example. No, this one here. Because this is the scenario we're in, right? This is the exact same scenario, guys. This is copy paste. This is exactly what I want to show you. News comes out, one candle dump. We get one candle closing bullish. The next candle breaks the low. Okay. Once we break the low, we then try to close above structure. We form structure. We try to close above. What ends up happening? It just fakes out. Right? Boom. We don't close. That's that liquidity grab. Remember? The one that we just saw now on the 5-minute? That's that liquidity grab. We then get to the resistance and then we fake out. So I was just scared that it respects these highs and then continues down. Because I've seen that happen before after news. And then later it tries again. It does that. Then later it tries, goes towards the upside. And this actually did a double fake out here. You know? And you'd see, look, faked out again. Boom. So that was just nasty. Oops. Sorry, man. Five-minute thunderstorm for the gram here. The minute I said that, it starts pumping. Look. In your example, you didn't wait for that? Yeah. Your example is a more safer option. You know, you're going back inside the range. You're waiting for price to breach back inside the range to take buys. Banks are watching you? No, that's the only excuse you use when you take a loss. That's the excuse you can make. Yeah, this is just really wanted some sort of close above here. This would have just been super confidence inducing. When we've taken a trade that we did get the close above. Let me try find that. It would have been one of the extended setups here. One of these. Let's see, maybe this. You see? That's that close above. Liquidity grab and then you get the close above. That's what I wanted. Let's see if we can find another one like that. This one. Yeah, again, this is just a setup 4 actually. Fake out. This is just a classic setup 4. This one. Yeah, look. This is another one. Nice little close back inside the 4-hour support. Not something we got today. This we just closed weak with a rejection. 1 hour closing bearish. Don't have data on that trade. If I won that trade, I would say we were lucky a little bit. How much would have it given us? ran stops around here, 14 pip stop, you would have got around 10, 11, 12 pips. That would have been good enough to close profits here for sure. For sure. But that's the thing. You see what I'm doing? I'm going back and looking what were my options. Was there a way to get in this that made sense that I maybe missed? Because not every day you're going to come to the markets and you're going to 100% be able to take an entry because, you know, you find it like you might miss something even though it followed your plan. So always go over. Like whenever there's a move, look at that move and say, is there something that actually really followed my plan? And if I look back at this, I say, okay, my plan involves having a bias. So technically this would be a counter trend. It's already risky. We had the liquidity grab, yes. Then, now we have the close. Did we close the 30-minute bullish? No, 30-minute technically closed bearish, but with a rejection. 1 hour closed bearish. So higher time frame is telling me down. We could easily fill the wick first. Did we get a deep enough bottom wick that could put you off the idea of needing a close above and break the high? No, you didn't get that. So at the end of the day here, not too pissed off. Move hasn't happened yet. We can still get into buys. For me, it's kind of happened. Like there's no structure in here. Like if this form structure, yeah, there's secondary options, but now we're getting straight back-to-back green candles. Whenever I see back-to-back green candles, that's telling me not to enter a buy. But yeah, it's typical NFP week. 15-minute looks good if you run 15 stops. But remember what we were saying when you sent that plan is that we wanted the structure form. That's pussy for me. Looking for 15-minute setup, 2 cells still valid. Damn. That's like a big boy entry. And that's where it becomes confusing because that does make sense, but then I'm biased on buys because this was a news event. And that just tells me that there's too much confusion in these markets. Because yeah, it does technically make sense. But this 4 hour could just flip here, right? That could just be liquidity grab on 4 hour and we see 4 hour flip. I would say if you got the rejection from here and it closed back below the 15-minute support, you can give it a shot. But you see it rejecting, just get out of that. Just get out of that. Not going to be worth it. Big rejection on gold. How big was that? 50 pips? Damn, that's big for London. So where do you feel you should have entered? Looking back at this, I don't see an entry that follows my rules. The only entry that would have followed my rules if I saw a deeper bottom wick on the 1 hour, then I don't need a close above. I can just go break of high. If I wanted to force a trade today, then I would have just gone break of this high. But by the time that happened, was not thinking about that, was more looking at, okay, do I have time to wait for a 5-minute close right now? So probably that would have been it. But then again, you're just running those same random stops. And that would have been 18 pips, and I really needed to get right up to the top of the range for that. So I don't think in the moment I could have planned that out fully. So realistically, nothing really here followed my exact plan. I just wanted to see if I'm going to go break of high here, just give me a little bit bigger bottom wick. That would have been confidence inducing. I've been caught out so many times. I've taken so many losses taking break of high just to get faked out and stopped. Especially with the risky stop loss I wanted to run. Like, yeah, if we ran the stop loss bottom of range, no problem. But at that moment, I was looking for stop loss around somewhere here. Did that close above your zone? 9268. Oh, it didn't. It's about to. It's 3 pip spread okay for your strategy? 3 pip spread is pretty high, man. You need to look for lower spread, I would say. Looking for continuation in NY? Yeah, the only thing you need to be careful for today is a very heavy news day here, guys. You know, today is a very heavy news day. Right, we're gonna have a bit of speeches later on from here. We're gonna have a bit of speeches later on from the Bank of England. Might impact, but the big one is going to be obviously Powell speaking, and obviously the ADP here, which can affect GJ because of the yen being a safe haven. Like I said, we got good volume. The problem is our setup and entry. Well, it's not our setup and entry. It's just my rules that I want to follow because I want to put decent risk. I said, if you want to risk it for the biscuit, go break of high. But remember, I have multiple people watching here that are not going to listen to anything. If I wanted to say go small risk, they're going to go big risk. And then I have to deal with a lot of people giving me BS. And then people say not following his plan. So at the end of the day, I don't need to take those risky options. Even if I went lower risk on this 100, 200 bucks, it's okay, you know. Yeah, I would have made 100, 200 bucks here, but I'm not showing something that's good, you know, and that adds up. I've done that before and I've just risked small here and there. And when they start losing, that adds up quick. Like 100, 200 bucks here and there, even though it's not your normal risk and doesn't seem like much compared to my normal risk, it adds up if you keep making stupid mistakes. Easy $200? Yeah, but then when are you going to give that back is the next question. I know profits I make using my strategy, using a way that I can trust long term. It's not likely I give that back, right? If you go back into the journal and view all of the trades, you can see most of these trades are kept. They're not given back, right? Look how many profit, then we hit a loss. Loss is 12 pips, right? All profit, loss is 9 pips. Profit, loss 16 pips. Then look, 16, 16, 12. So we're not giving those profits back here. Yeah, of course we're going to take losses. That's just part of trading. You know, and there could be 2 losses in a row, 3 losses in a row, whatever. But the point is that there's so much profit from before that it's pretty hard to give that back. Now, if you're taking trades that I know, because if I took trades that I know that I don't know if I'm going to give that profit back or not, then that's where you're going to see more inconsistency. Just let bro be happy with his $200. I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about me. Right? And I want to explain. If you want to really smash these markets, understand these fundamentals. I want a journal sheet. Can you help me? Just in the free Discord, go to resources. You'll find it there. Absolutely, you are right. Taking stupid trades will hunt you in the long run. I have been there. Yes. That's what I mean, you know, is that, and this is not particularly the stupidest trade. It made sense. It's just I didn't have my exact entry confirmations, and that's fine. We get my entry confirmations and we win trades. And that's the majority of the time, is that when I get a trade that I win the majority of the time. And that's what matters. It's just because I have to understand that a lot of you guys are also brainwashed by social media, you know, people posting their trades every single day and making it seem, remember, they're hiding behind a screen. And remember, the strategy I'm using here is not with, I'm not just here to take a position. I'm here to take a position that makes sense to risk to reward wise, that makes sense position wise. If I wanted to just go and try to have a little bit of a show, we could just, I could trade in a way that looks great for marketing. Let me just tell you that. It's easy to rock up to a chart and make yourself look good just for a stream. Like, I could pop on any position, run big stop loss, and, you know, leave it like that. Starting 40K challenge with maximum 5% daily loss using 1.5%. If there's no time limit, then there's no, you know, there's no rush to push 1.5%, right? Could just go 1%. Yeah. What's the target? 10%? Yeah, I mean, there's no rush. Start with 1%. You know, start with 1%, and then if you build a balance, maybe you're up 5%, maybe risk 1.5. Why do we need to have ADP and NFP in the same week? First week of every month. I'm down $4,000 this week because I broke my rules. Well, that's an expensive lesson, but one that has to be learned to make money in this game, right? One good quality trade is better than two average ones? Yes, as well as that. You know? So in these times, appreciate to learn the value, right? The value here is going to be worth a lot more. I really enjoy your Discord channel. Bro, you're probably one of the scammers in the Discord channel. And if you're one of the scammers, you need to get a life. Because you're telling people to join the Discord and I'll reply there. So you're telling me what I should be doing. Oh yeah, by the way, guys, I have a gift for you today. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do a giveaway, guys. Remember I said giveaway? So I said 2 giveaways. One giveaway, whoever is being active in the Discord, who's chatting, who is sending, who's adding reactions, right? I'm watching the guys who are sending reactions. Whoever's being active, I will be awarding you a free spot in the group. But we are going to do one more giveaway here of 1 month in the exclusive group for you guys. We always support, you know what it's like. I'm gonna put that in giveaways. And it's gonna be announced on March. Today is going to be the 6th. And we're going to do, what time is it right now? Anyone know what time it is UTC? What time is it UTC? $9:46. How can it be 9:46 if it's 12:26? 8:26. Okay, we do it at 8:30 here. Apply and publish. GJ Thunder, we tap this target up here, man. I'm not too confident, but if you would like it, then it follows your plan, then yes. All right, giveaway is in the Discord. All you have to do is, what do you mean ended? It's not ended. It's not ended, by the way, guys. It's just I forgot to remove the text. But yeah, all you have to do is press participate. Press participate and you will be able to join the giveaway. Like so. I'm gonna unclick it because So yeah. Good luck, good luck. Let's see how many people participate here. Make sure to check it out in the Discord. Good luck to all the people. And I hope someone deserves it wins, right? Someone who's actually going to do something good. If you participate, you get 1 month for free. Yeah, of course you do, man. You're entitled to participate for sure. Where's the DOM button? What's a DOM button? All right. Giveaway. As promised, let's see. All right, 1 minute for people. 51 people participated. Let's have a look here. Good luck, good luck. I got 3 Tradesharpe. Yeah, they're all scammers. They're all scammers. Any friend requests you get from Tradesharpe, please do not accept it. We can actually go find them. Look. Look at that. Look, they're not even joined the group, right? They didn't even join the group. So they joined the group with a different name, but I can sort by signals, unusual activity, and there we go. These are all the people with unusual activity. So I have to delete all these people here. And I can just go prune. Yeah. Ban members. Bye-bye. All those guys gone. Oh, I need to put password. Okay, I'll do that after. Right, no bottom wick on this 15-minute candle here. Don't remove me, I'm not a scam. Why, was your name there? If your name's there, then you're suspicious activity. No, your name is not there. Why I got banned? No one got banned yet anyways. But anyone in here will get banned. Alright, congratulations to KPT. KPT, congrats, you have won the giveaway. I will DM you and discuss with you the instructions. So, good luck. Gold continuing down here. Buys above the 1 hour resistance on GJ. Yeah, that would be your next buying opportunity for sure. Especially this candle, no bottom wick. I'm already in the group. There we go, man. Look, 2 people last. There you go. So you get 1 month free. Let me know. Just DM me when you are renewing, and then you get a month free. Do you always do the 1 month giveaway? Yes, we always do the 1 month giveaway. Finally, we're getting people in the group winning. Didier won the Pip Labs giveaway, which he still has not claimed, being lazy. Reminded him just now. He's like, oh yeah, I did win the Pip Labs giveaway. So yeah. Anyways, guys, I explained the session here. I don't need to explain anything more. For right now, what I'd like to see, this candle needs to make a bottom wick. If we can come retest this zone and then later close above here, that will continue with the original plan for buys, and this will be one massive liquidity grab. We could end up ranging in here, then close above later, which will be that. Remember, today is very, very heavy news later on. Not really the most easiest day to be trading. In New York, we have ADP, we have Powell speaking, we have... later on we have a bit of Gbpjpy news that we need to be cautious about. So not too pissed off. I was kind of expecting it to be like this today in terms of, I was expecting range actually, but obviously Bank of Japan came out and said something, bringing us down to the range here, making the session a little bit more complicated to navigate around. But overall, yeah, just a game of patience at the moment. Nothing really for me that interested me, and it's going to be like that sometimes. I'm here to follow my plan. If I can't do that, then I'm not going to be a trader, and I know that. That is my only job. So, yeah, appreciate everyone showing up as always. Hope you guys found value in the stream. If you did, be sure to leave a like. Hopefully see you on tomorrow's stream. And, yeah. Put it to someone who will put it to use. He obviously don't care about it. He does care about it because he took the initiative to be here in the first place. So yeah, with that being said, take care, guys. Have an amazing day. Be careful with news. Please don't lose money. We have many wins ahead, right? So make sure that you're going to be around for that. Make sure that you can survive for that, right? So appreciate everyone. Take care. Trade sharp. And hopefully catch you guys very, very soon. Peace.